your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. 12 finalists competing for the top spot in the Junior Achievement Grand Bahama Speech Finals on Monday evening. Program coordinator for JA Grand Bahama, Daquan Carroll, noting that this year's theme, One JA Bahamas United for Growth, charting a course to endless possibilities, was most fitting, especially for the Grand Bahama Achievers.
They've persevered through with the pandemic. We've even had more challenges here in Grand Bahama, especially coming after Hurricane Dorian. And so we were able to continue with the program to allow the achievers to have an outlet so they can still participate within the program, which is an entrepreneurial program, and be able to participate and continue.
Now, when it was all said and done, Tavernet Sweeting was named the winner of the speech competition. Second and third place goes to James Bain III and Anastasia Gator, respectively. Carroll says the winner will face off against achievers from across the Bahamas in the final competition. She is, however, encouraging community partners to get involved in the program.
I'd like to encourage the community at hand, corporate sponsors, to take part in a youth program such as this. This is sponsored by the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, and it is a program that is throughout the world. This is known internationally, so not just here in the Bahamas, but we're just a sublet of the United States, places like Africa, Jamaica, that are participating in getting young persons to become entrepreneurs.
And finally in news, Grand Bahama mourning the passing of well-known businessman George Curtis. President of Creative Works, Peter Adderley, by way of press statement, paying tribute to Curtis, and he says the death of the businessman serves as a bow to the island's courageous and colorful past. He says Curtis's journey to Grand Bahama from New Providence decades ago demonstrated his belief in the Bahamian dream of ownership and Freeport's promise of opportunity. Adderley notes that his work ethics, business savvy, and flamboyant love for life inspired those of his generation. He recalls that Curtis unselfishly fought for a level playing field for Bahamian businesses in Freeport. George Curtis, he notes, was a savvy political and community activist, a family man who valued true friendships. Adderley says the businessman's legacy marks national progress, Grand Bahama's best days, and Freeport's rich potential. Businessman George Curtis, he notes, will be missed. It's time now for your evening sports with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. Runners on your mark, set and go. It is that time of the year for track and field. Some athletes from Grand Bahama got off to a jump start. The Heats Athletic Track Club recently returned home from a track meet in Texas, home of the Texas Tech Red Raiders. The track team was coached by John Ingram.
I wanted to give the kids the experience of the college level, how it's going to be when they go to school, how is it going to be for their first time experience indoors. You know, so I want them to be ready for when it's time for them to go over to the college level. And the experience went well with them, and the kids performed at a high level.
Shamar Smith was one of the athletes that made the trip to Texas. Smith had a busy weekend competing in the 200 meters, the 400, and the 4x4 relay.
Overall, it was a good meet. I did not my absolute best, but it was my first time indoors, so I feel like I did great. In the 400, I ran only the heats, and then I ran the 200 heats and finals. I come 5th overall, so that was good.
Sprinter Michael Stiles, the BMES product, also took part in the 200 and 400 meters.
It was a new experience because that's my first time running indoor, but still got a good time. 22.58 in the 200 and 50.7 in the 400, so it was a good experience all over. I just keep telling myself, keep praying, keep thinking of my daddy, because he always used to motivate me to be better, so just keep working hard.
Albert Lethan ran the 200 meters in a time of 22.50 seconds. He also ran the 60 meters with a time of 7.08 seconds.
I think it was a good experience. You know, good to get exposure overseas instead of the usual in the Bahamas. So all in all, not really satisfied with the times, but more work to be done out there.
Akeya Lightburn competed in the high school 1 mile.
It was a good experience because, I get to, I never run in the indoor track, and then it was a good experience, run with the other people in Texas.
Overall, the high school athletes from Grand Bahama had a pretty good performance. Coach Ingram came back with some good news.
We had 2 of the kids were offered scholarships, and so it was terrific.
Switching gears now in college basketball, Brandon Meadows had quite a game for the University of Southwest on the weekend against Our Lady of the Lakes in Texas. The Abaco product led the Mustangs to a 90-85 win in conference play to help his team improve to an 8-11 overall record. The 6'2" combo guard finished the game with a double-double, scoring 19 points and grabbing 11 rebounds in the contest, going 8 of 14 from the field. He also dished out 4 assists and grabbed 3 steals in the contest. Also in sports, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, will be in Grand Bahama this Thursday, where he is expected to meet with all local sporting association presidents on February 10th at 6 p.m. The meeting will be held at Christ the King, Forsterby Prestina Church Hall. And finally in sports, some breaking news from the NBA. Buddy Hield has been traded to the Indiana Pacers today, along with second-year guard Tyrese Halliburton and Tristan Thompson, in exchange for former All-Star forward Domas Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, and Justin Holiday. Now, there was a lot of trade speculations going into this year for the number 6 overall pick, so this trade isn't really much of a surprise. That's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.